Welcome to Bacon Pancast featuring Jake's Meatloaf. It's an Adventure Time podcast, and we are Jake's Meatloaf. I'm Tulip.
I'm Nick. I guess I go second every time.
Sup, I'm Chan.
I'm Tipsy.
We're going to be talking about this crocodile. Have you heard about her? The crocodile who bit a log? Have you heard about this one?
Oh, that one's a brutal tale.
Yeah.
Very cautionary. Don't do that at home.
I was going to say, I loved this episode. It was really good. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that right away, but I did.
No, you're forbidden.
You're allowed to do whatever you want forever, so remember that.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yay.
Arson. The opening, I liked the animation. It was cute, and the origin stuff. I don't know. I thought it was really interesting. And the designs of all the forest wizards is amazing.
Yeah.
So I have some fun information regarding that opening. First of all, it was storyboarded by Graham Falk. You remember him?
Yeah.
Graham Falk storyboarded quite a lot of episodes of Adventure Time, including Root Beer Guy, which is why, it's a Root Beer Guy podcast. And, and bloody hell, Bananas. I can't remember all the Graham Falk episodes, but also Come Along With Me, I think. No, it was Gumbaldia. Gumbaldia was the last one that Graham made. So it was really nice to see them returning, and you could instantly recognise their art style as well, because it's a little bit wonky, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And the character designs, some of them were drawn by Tom Herpick.
Oh my god.
You can tell, yeah, now that you say that.
I love hearing all the old names. It makes me happy.
Yeah, so they're really bringing back as many of the old guard as they can, even if it's just...
Yeah, am I allowed to... Do we know about the thing that someone said on TikTok? Am I allowed to spoil that? It's crew member related.
What? Oh, sure.
Oh, that's right. Rebecca Sugar has done some Fionna and Cake.
Oh, okay.
Not just a song.
Yeah, that.
I think Rebecca Sugar's done some more songs for season 2, but also has co-storyboarded one of the episodes.
Yes.
Oh my god. Maybe that's a spoiler. It's fine.
That's a trans spoiler?
I would have found out anyway, but I would have been like, I don't know. It's fine. I'm happy. That's amazing. This is a random tidbit, but I listened to Monster before Obsidian came out, and I regret that every day. So I try to know nothing.
Yeah, I went into Obsidian spoiler-free, completely spoiler-free, and I don't regret it.
I don't remember if I listened to Monster before, but I know that when the finale was coming out, I definitely avoided listening to Time Adventure before watching the episode, because I thought that it would be spoilers, and I learned that it would not have been spoilers. I wouldn't have lost anything from watching that before the episode.
I was convinced Time Adventure was going to be a Finn and Jake duet. I was a little sad it wasn't, if I'm being honest, but
it totally is written to be a duet, so don't be too salty about that.
Well, that makes me saltier, because that means that they misused it, and I'm upset about it.
That's why Jake gets the last line in it, but Jake's last line is almost silenced by the shenanigans.
It's cut out in the episode.
It's in there.
I can't. That's the best song ever written.
It's in
Please.
There. But yeah, I do have some problems with Adventure Time's fear of feelings. Sometimes it works in its favour, and sometimes it works against it, and I think the finale is one of those times where it worked against it. But Rebecca Sugar's here, so they're going to come and fix it for us.
Wow. Well, that's exciting.
Well, Rebecca Sugar co-storyboarded the very first Fionna and Cake episode with showrunner Adam Mudo back in the day, so it would be fun if it's an Adam and Rebecca twin board.
Oh, I would be so happy.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
That would be a real throwback. We can't get invested in that happening, though, because we don't know anything.
Has Adam done any storyboarding lately?
Adam did a lot of storyboarding for the BMO Adventure Time special, Distant Lands special. Oh. That is the last time I recall any significant Adam Mudo storyboarding, because from then onwards it was the OKKO crew members who did most of it, and then the new Adventure Time crew members as well.
But yeah, Fionna and Cake.
Yeah, the crocodile who bit a log. I'm just gonna jump right into this because it's about the title. I don't love it. I feel like they are going for a vibe with the last episode's title and this one, like a storybook, like fable kind of vibe. And I wasn't completely in love with it with the hair and the sprout either, but like I feel like it was fine. This one, I'm not critiquing its relation to the episode or its thematic value or anything like that. I'm just saying like the words that are in the title. I don't think they have a good mouthfeel.
Yeah, it's like Yoshi in the Mysterious Book.
I love how like insignificant, to be honest, that it's like, oh, what's this going to be about? And it's just like one thing that happens, kind of. It's really funny to me.
Right. Well, it's not just that it's in the episode, because the Crocodile is Witch Wizard, who like is important in that she, just incited the events of the whole rest of the season. We can assume. So like, I get naming it after her. I just don't think the cadence is good of the crocodile who bit a log. It's too complicated.
Well, it's certainly a mouthful. It's not one that you're going to be able to quickly reference like Burning Low or Jake the Brick. But I quite like how long it is, though. Like, you don't get movies with that sort of naming system anymore. So I like the audacity of it.
Yeah, I kind of like the titles. But I can see not liking them.
No. See, I want to like it. I want it to grab me. I hope that the future ones keep the theme and that they do a better job.
What were the previous season's episodes called? So there was the really boring ones, which are just like the generic named character episodes.
Well, last season, every episode was named after a character except for Cheers.
What was the Stakes World one called?
The Star.
And what was the Farm World one called?
Destiny, named after Big and Little Destiny.
What was the Lich's name?
Jerry. Okay, but that's really good. Remembers the name Jerry, and it follows.
Apparently, except me, but
it follows the formula, but with like 16 caveats. So, like, Jerry is the sequel to the episode The Lich, which was also named after Jerry, technically.
Oh yeah, it was.
I love that.
Yeah. What a messed up episode Jerry was. I'm not going to go into it. You've seen.
I fucking love that episode so much.
I know. I was when I was rewatching it when Bebo died. I was like, oh, I remember Tipsy hated that.
That was horrible. I hope they don't do that ever again.
Bimo turned into a baby monitor. Bimo's gonna get tortured.
I was ready to it's like we've seen enough Bimo torture. Bimo has like some of the best death scenes in Adventure Time. But like that one was just really gory for some reason in a way that wasn't nearly as clever as the other Bimo death scenes. I think it just felt mean and not funny.
10 out of 10
and just horrible. Like I wish Bimo was saved, but that's I could talk about that a lot, and I'm hoping that this season is better. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like Bimo dying was kind of a mercy kill because of the situation that he was left in. But, if he hadn't died, they could have just Prismoed him over into Fiona World just like all the other remnant.
Yeah, they literally made it up that he was so depressed that he wanted to die. They could have done any number of things to resolve that situation without a very silly... I don't want to get into this! I have strong feelings!
I'm stopping myself right now. I'm like, oh, actually, the bleakness of the world, blah, blah, blah,
I get
anyway.
it. There's those of artistic reasons.
Wizard?
Anyway, I fucking love this episode. This is great.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, go! Let's go! I'm so happy to hear that.
I also have to say that after I watched this episode, I went back to watch Flute Spell, and also Who Would Win, because I wanted to remember about Spirit Dream Warrior. Who they do seem to be synthesizing the characters of Dream Warrior from Who Would Win and Spirit of the Forest from Flute Spell, which is fine, I guess. Those can be the same guy if you want them to be.
I feel like this was like a point of debate before as to whether they were the same guy or if they were just very similar characters. I always saw them as the same guy because he always came across as a bit of a con artist. So it would make sense that a con artist would also be a con artist forest guy as well.
I mean, it's It's literally hilarious that he's such an insignificant character, but like us fans need to be aware of this. Like nobody fucking remembers that he's in Who Would Win. No average viewers remember that.
I was gonna say it's a good idea to go back and watch Flute Spell and Who Would Win, because I saw him and I was like, I know that guy.
Is he voiced by the same gentleman?
Yeah, that's Matthew Broderick in both Who Would Win and Flute Spell and Crocodile.
Oh, they managed to get Matthew Broderick back, at least.
Flute Spell, just as an aside, great episode. I forgot that's the one that opens with Jake singing a song, including about how he saw death in a field.
What is that? My name is Jake and I love my life.
You know, yeah, I also forgot that it's the episode where Sword Shark died of old age. Great joke.
Yeah.
And I forgot that the reason Huntress Wizard wanted Finn's help in the first place is because of his grass thorn hand, which I gotta say, seeing that has me on board for the Fionna Thornhand theory.
Ooh.
Like, I think that there might be some vibes that Huntress Wizard could pick up on from her.
Well, it's strange because Fionna and Finn couldn't be more different, could they? Because if you look at Huntress Wizard's backstory at the beginning of the episode, it looks like something that Finn would go through in one of the episodes, like Hall of Egress, for example, when he's out in the wild eating squirrels with a blindfold on for months and months until he finds the truth, you know? That has a lot in common with Huntress Wizard, whereas Fionna hasn't got the same spiritual journey going on. But, you know, I discussed that with some of my friends, and they have a lot to say about the contrast between Finn's life and Fiona's life and what that might bring to Huntress Wizard.
Yeah, and that's something I do expect the show to explore as well. Like, again, Astrid, like, saying exactly the words at the beginning of the first episode that, like, and they're different people now, like, has this, that's stuck in my head. And I'm not, you know, I'm going to be thinking about that the whole season.
I do have, like, a note about something, which is that we were talking in the previous episode about how Fionna and Huntress Wizard would get together and start working together. Now, someone said that you think, I think Tulip it was, you said Simon would make the call to involve Fionna.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
It did happen.
Well, I guess it sort of did. Yeah, well, not the way that I thought it would.
It was
happen,
a literal phone call. And then Huntress Wizard got Isaacied into the deer world and had multiple choices for where she could go. And she just so happened to choose the universe where she heard Simon talking about Finn, which was the Fionna world. Which is, you know, probably going to be a big, massive inconvenience to her. But
yeah. I also do, you know, not that she would have a way of knowing, but I do think that was her best choice. I don't think any of the other worlds she could have grown into would have, like, helped her in any way.
I think we're going to see them again, though. Potentially.
Some of them, I bet.
Like, you know, it's technically pieces of Huntress Wizard have been scattered across the multiverse. The show could do something with that. Like, have Huntress Wizard and Fionna go on a multiverse journey to collect the pieces, or it could say that those other aspects of Huntress Wizard don't matter anymore.
Yeah, I was waiting until we talked about the crazy multiverse root place, but I guess now's a good time as any, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got thoughts?
No, it just well, I thought it was really cool. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. I think overall, like the favorite thing of mine is the look of the whole thing. All that forest stuff is so cool.
I think this was, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but this was like one of the first times we've, like, explored multiverse stuff where it wasn't involving Prismo, so it was interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious how it works, I guess.
And, I mean, I was going to go in order for this episode, but I guess we can keep going.
We never go in order.
Yeah, but we could stay on the topic. I think that's fine. The Green Wizards referred to, when that portal was opening, they were like, it's the source. And it does seem to have a direct tie to them being able to use magic. So, you think that's like the heart of the forest, which is actually a beast we now know, is like a similar type of thing to Kokentepe?
Yes.
being the source of magic.
Well, I didn't even think of that.
He shows like multiverses on like the screen. It looks like a bunch of like roots and like things budding off of it. Am I misremembering that?
No, it didn't look like roots. It looked like cells. I think it was visually based on like if you zoom in on some microscopic animal cells or something.
Yeah, it's based on like some real, like the wiki has a link to like a real journal that draws out the multiverse that way. It's based on some real thing. Because the multiverse is real, obviously.
Absolutely. There's a universe where I didn't go to Five Guys today. And that's crazy.
So yeah, I think that's interesting. We're talking about the source, the portal, whatever it is. I was calling it the source in my notes. I was like, I thought that was the name of the like zone that she was in, but I guess we don't really know that.
Yeah, like what's the deal? Like, I mean, Finn getting hurt on it. I mean, we talked about this last episode, but like, did Finn injure every version of himself, and that's why Fiona also has the
I don't
cut on
think
her
so,
hand?
because then when we see... I don't think so.
What?
Yeah.
Because Fiona isn't injured in quite the same way as Finn, and baby Finn isn't injured the same way as Finn either. Look how I got myself out of that one, Tulip.
Also, you're right.
So I don't think so.
I mean, you could have said what you were going to say, but it's fine. I'll leave
Now,
it.
I think they have I think that's... Like we discussed last episode, though, it does seem that there is a connection there. In the same way that every Finn is destined to lose their arm in some way, every Finn might be destined to be cut. Apart from Baby Finn, but Baby Finn was rescued by Fiona from injury.
Oh yeah.
Think about that. So,
So we saw Huntress Wizard's seeds float off. One of them was pretty sure we can safely say it's Farm World, because we saw like Farm World Finn's axe arm chopping up a log, a stump in there. We got.
at least he's alive.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that does mean he's alive, officially confirmed at this point, which is surprising given the last we saw of him. But we saw Vamp World again. I think we saw Fiona World, which was just like the inside of her Martin jacket.
I hope they don't go back to Vamp World. I feel like where Vamp World ended, it was so doomed, but like in a perfect way. We don't know what happened to them, and it was probably terrible, but it was a very nicely written tragedy. If we go back there and we see that they survived or something, I'm going to be like, cowards!
Agree.
Yeah, it's like hard to say if like every seed location is like, ooh, this is going to be an episode later, because I'm like, we already saw a bunch of these locations.
Yeah, I kind of doubt it, but I do want to talk about them. There was Baby World, there was a world that was in outer space that looked really cool, and there was the ocean one. And the ocean one is probably someplace we've never seen before, but the thought crossed my mind, could that be Winter King World after everything was flooded?
You're right,
Whoa.
there's an entire game about the Ice Kingdom flooding.
Yeah, it was kind of bad.
And it becoming the One Piece world, effectively.
That game was hard. As someone who plays a lot of games, that game was really hard. I don't know why. Anyway.
Probably an unbalanced mess, you know?
Yeah, it was. Like, anyway, I don't know. I was playing it and I was like, I don't know how a child was supposed to play this game.
Children can put up with some real... Children and casual gamers can both put up with some real nonsense in a video game. Like, don't underestimate the casual gamer.
Then Huntress Wizard was also hearing lots of noises from the worlds, and including some like car and traffic. And at my initial watch of the episode, I was like, "Oh, that's Fiona World," but on my second watch when I was making notes, I was like, "Is it though?" Because it's not like the Simon conversation. I guess it could be. I guess both of those could be the same world, but
I assumed it wasn't the same. I thought it was like specifically. I don't know. It's kind of weird because I was like, oh, it's like if it didn't blow up, but that's kind of what Fiona World is.
Fiona was on the phone to Simon at the time, and she was walking through the street whilst talking to him. It's possible that she just hadn't arrived at her apartment yet.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That it could both be that. There's also some like hospital sounds. like the heart monitor beeping type of thing.
That could be the ambulance.
That could be the ambulance coming through the phone, so it's also Fiona World.
Too many ambulances.
Like...
too many ambulances went to save Finn. So there's like 50 ambulances trying to get out of Wizard City, and they're all beeping at each other, and that's what we're hearing.
Okay, maybe she should have gone to Ambulance World because that would have been regular Ooh, actually.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to grasp like what the whole heart of the forest is, like with the monster and all that. Just like,
yeah, I mean, Tulip saying it's like a Kokentepe type thing. I did not even think of that at all, but that like seems very likely. At least one element of it.
Right, that it was like one of those one of the as mentioned by the Lich monsters before time that still exists. If that's the case, Heart of the Forest doing much better than Kokentepe. Kokentepe seems to have been dead for like centuries, whereas Heart of the Forest only just died today.
Well, that's
Can
true.
you remind me which episode Kokentepe is in?
Wizard City.
Oh, duh. Okay, I was like, I'm picturing it. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
So I think so, but I think it's also like not thought out in that way. I think they wanted to do a cool mystical episode here where we show where the magic for the green wizards comes from, and it's like druidic magic, right? It comes from the spirit of the forest. That's what the big tree is. It's the spirit of the forest. It's the heart of the forest. But it also appears to be chained down.
Well, so hold on. Are you contending then that the spirit of the forest, the guy, is the same entity as this beast?
No. I think the guy is a spirit of the forest.
Spirit Dream Warrior, specifically. I see his titled in this
Spirit
episode.
Dream Warrior. Whereas the heart of the forest is a different kind of spirit. But it also appears to be chained down. It has a ball and chain on its leg, which kind of implies that it has been captured, imprisoned, and enslaved in order to do as punishment, you know? In order to help the Green Wizards. And if the wizards can offer tribute, then it gives them power.
Yeah, I thought a neat little detail was, I think, it had a bunch of hands in its like on like its legs, because I guess they
did, yeah.
offer up their hands. I love how nonchalantly Huntress Wizard just cut off her hand. It was great.
Wow, you didn't even blink.
Yeah, she's just so cool. The dedication to her craft is very impressive.
So dedicated to the craft that like doesn't want anything to do with the other Green Wizards.
Oh yeah.
And you know, I think there's something to be said about that argument she had about the whole Finn involvement in this episode. And I don't want to say anything that's like upsetting to Chan. No, you've already lost one of them. You don't want to lose the other. But basically, there's a question to be raised as to whether the characters feel, and this is something that Fiona raises because of her own insecurities, that she thinks that if she doesn't keep trying to help people, if she keeps flubbing things up, then they're going to give up on her. And then she suggests that the same might happen to Finn, that he might get himself into too much trouble and then all his friends give up on him. And that kind of made me think about where Finn's headspace is at in this point of time.
You talk about when he said that he's thinking about dying soon?
Yeah. Bummer. You forget all about me. I would never. And then he does.
Eventually, sure. But that won't happen for a long time.
What? Wait, forget about Huntress Wizard? How do we know that? He forgot.
Well, he got reincarnated, so it's difficult to remember.
Oh, well, in that sense, yeah, I guess. But I'm sure part of him remembers. Every time he sees a leaf, he starts crying.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Do you, like, if that was, like, a flashback or it was, like, a dream world sequence thing?
We don't know.
I feel like it was a recent flashback, probably. But it could be, like, Huntress Wizard's Spirit and Finn's spirit have like touched momentarily, and Finn is dying of poison body, and so he's like, I might die.
I thought it was like a dream thing, astral plane type thing.
I was gonna say it could be either. It being real is horrible, and I hate it. It being a dream thing is less horrible.
It could be a memory. It could be a dream communication, or it could be Huntress Wizard's fears.
Yeah.
That could be. I don't think it was an actual dream communication, because one, like, we saw that when she had just gotten sucked into the source portal. She was like she was in the middle of a situation, I think. It was not exactly the time to be like spirit talking to someone. And secondly, because I know from watching Flute Spell just now, and also from the first episode last week, that Huntress Wizard's like dream communication world form is like a wolf. And she didn't look like a wolf.
Why does it have to follow that rule, though? Or any of those rules, in fact. Like, why can't she... Because she got knocked out big time by the bomb.
I mean, it doesn't have to, but I feel like the fact that they drew on that in the last episode means that they would be thinking about it again if they were doing that same type of thing.
Forest Wizard says that he deserves to die. And then Huntress Wizard seems to be thinking to herself a moment, like, Finn is an idiot for going to this place to begin with, and now he's gotten them all into so much trouble, right?
Were you talking about... Excuse me, let me clarify. You're talking about which wizard saying Finn deserves to die?
There's so many Forest Wizards, like, end me.
Yeah.
I can't get the names straight. Okay, which wizard says that Finn deserves to die? Even though this is entirely which wizard's fault, by the way. But Finn did, like, take Simon into the middle of the heart of the forest. I haven't rewatched the first couple episodes of Fionna and Cake, so I'm not sure exactly what happened.
Yeah, no, Finn literally took Simon directly into the heart of the forest, and he said, Huntress Wizard told me to never come here. And then they go there. It's a good joke.
It makes you wonder how much, they planned all this, too. Because the bear did have Witch Wizard's mask and everything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they put that stuff in there expecting that that's something they could draw on in the future should they get a second season. They probably didn't have every detail planned out, but, you know, we know they were thinking about the future back then.
To this day, I know that I'm wrong at this point, but I thought that the bear was Huntress Wizard, and then she was trying to scare Simon, or trying to make Simon have, like, a fun experience.
That is really funny.
Like, oh.
Especially considering she injured Finn.
Yeah. I don't know. They play rough.
Wow.
Now that we got multiverse shenanigans, I'm like, this is probably how Prismo's introduced this season, because they're like, I gotta get back to Ooh. And then you gotta go to Prismo, I guess.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't know how they're gonna get his attention, but... Speaking
of Prismo, not that this is Prismo's boss, because I'm just grasping at anything, but, like, there was a voice inside that root multiverse land.
Right.
Yeah.
This is interesting, actually. So we don't know who that is. They are credited in the credits as just the voice.
Oh.
But the person playing them is Sean Rohani, the replacement voice of Prismo they got last season.
You know, what? That's what I thought too. I thought it sounded like him. That's cool.
Wait, I love that they got a new role. That's great.
I know. I was thinking exactly that.
And they're still God of the Multiverse as well. Like, talk about winning.
Asterisk or something. Yeah. Not the same character at all. He's not doing the Prismo voice. Personally, I didn't recognize it until I checked the credits, but
I didn't recognize it either.
But yeah, I'm happy for him.
I mean, I recognized it, but didn't think it was Prismo either. Like, I thought it was that voice actor, but I wasn't like, oh, it's Prismo talking.
Yeah, was it blood that was falling from the sky? Or was it, like, there was, like, red blobs?
Yeah, I think it's blood.
Spooky.
I think it's blood, because they can show blood now, and they like doing that. And because Huntress Wizard being like, this place is fucked up when she saw that, and, you know, it generally is, but also, I feel like, I don't think that she has blood.
No, she doesn't.
Based on how she could cut her hand off so easily, so... You know, that's kind of funny that she would say that when she saw blood. And also, I have a theory about the blood that's probably nothing.
Could it be Finn's blood?
Maybe that would make more sense because he was directly on the heart of the forest. But my theory is that maybe it's Fiona's blood from when she got scratch on her hand from the roses.
Yeah.
Because like that's when the thorn in the hand thing happened, and that could be related to Hunter's Wizard somehow. Also because Hunter was the one giving her the thorns, so maybe instead it's that she was like spiritually attracting her alternate self or something.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't those red blobs too at some point?
It does.
Seems important. Also, just before I forget, I liked when all the wizards showed up and one of them went, "The hell!" It's just always so funny to hear them like,
"The hell!" Yeah, I wrote that down too. The hell.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't actually have to mean this at all, but like the concept of hell exists. You know, it's different from the Nightosphere, I guess.
I thought the same thing. I was like, wait a second.
I mean, Adventure Time is slang world where people are saying anything all the time, so it literally doesn't have to. It can just be an exclamation.
Yeah.
But I did think it was funny that like this is the first time we're hearing something like that.
This was a very the rendezvous stuff was very Adventure Time, I feel.
Yeah, the Huntress Wizard like origin stuff and like all the green wizards, I'm just so enchanted by it. I'm like, they're so good at just world building in such a short amount of time. I'm like, this is so cool.
And I mean, we met like Tulip just mentioned slaying very slightly, and it's just like the way that they just like the way that those wizards should be serious characters, but they just say total nonsense abbreviations of shit all the time. Like it's such a thing that only this show does. And same with like the intro having a different animation style and like just the way all that forest stuff looked. Again, like it's all like so Adventure Time. Like you don't get that from anything else.
I love it. Oh, I was gonna say we haven't gone to Fiona World yet, though. We have to get there eventually.
We don't have to. We don't gotta worry about that.
We don't have to talk about Fiona. We just pretend it isn't. No. But I actually have quite a bit to say about Fiona World this episode. So, the Adventure Time World items, it feels like it could have been an episode on the show. Huntress Wizard's backstory, and then she goes to the forest and confronts the wizards and gets sucked into a portal into the multiverse. That feels like it would be the plot of an episode of the show, and the way it was told followed that presentation. You can definitely tell that they wanted to go for that Adventure Time mystical folktale feeling that they had in some of their best episodes. But then that has such a massive contrast to the Fionna and Cake world, and I think that sort of helps identify what personality that world has. It's the opposite. The Fionna and Cake world, they're obsessed with the mundane, they're obsessed with getting Gary's bakery back, and connections and friendship, and getting back at Queenie. And you just, I think my friend Can said, if Huntress Wizard was witness to the troubles that Fiona was having, then she would just say, why don't you kill Queenie?
Maybe she will.
Yeah, that could actually happen. Like, Huntress Wizard being injected in this world is so dangerous, but you also see a little bit of that with Pep Tank. Like, they have a tank from a different world now, and it completely destroys the meta of Fiona World, because she can just go up with her tank and demand the land back. And the only reason she doesn't do that is because she thought that doing so officially would be a better idea.
No, that was hilarious, actually. I mean, it's a good thing she didn't. She lives in a normal world. She would go to jail if she did that.
Exactly, but she wouldn't if she did that in the Adventure Time world.
I love the implication that the tank is like Finn's guardian. Like, just, that's great. That's all.
I also like the, as soon as we saw Pep Tank in the rave, the like quick cutaway gag of that, I thought, oh, is that like this version of Pep's version of being into dark magic? It's just going to raves.
I like that too.
I feel like he has a lot of raves to catch up on, being a tank in Vamp World under Princess Bubblegum's control this whole time. Oh, by the way, the trousers that Gary wears in the episode, the little polka dot trousers, they're the same colour as the camouflage trousers Vamp World Bubblegum wears.
Wow.
And Gary is also the one who kind of takes the reins on the tank. It's the closest to being a bubblegum splinter that he's gotten so far.
Yeah, to take that red string and connect it, that's one more point on the board.
There was also something I was throwing a stink about last episode, and it did get addressed this episode. Remember when we were talking about how on earth Gary would have built on that band?
Yeah, I was totally wrong about that, actually.
No, you were right, I think. Someone suggested that maybe Fiona brought the idea up, and she did, but I said that doesn't make it her fault, and Gary recognised that it was that they were squatting, technically.
Yeah, I think I did mention that it might have been Fiona's fault, but I thought that it was because Fiona had, acquired some kind of illegitimate deed that she thought was legitimate. That isn't what happened. They were just squatting there, and then Queenie rolled up and was like, "That's my land, actually." I thought that it was going to be more like Queenie tricked them. But she really just noticed that they were doing something and capitalized on it, which I guess makes sense for a capitalist such as herself.
I did love the various responses, Fiona's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, this was my idea, it was all my fault," and then Gumball's like, "Well, we were technically squatting there, being the lawful good," and then Marshall, the chaotic good, is like, "Well, capitalism is the real problem of society," and then Cake, who is the neutral party, says, "Why don't we just look up squatters' rights?" Something, there might be an easy way out of this, but Fiona is so adamant about doing things her way that she ignores the suggestion, and then Cake gets hurt, and that's a whole other thing that might be a plot in this series, Cake getting hurt, since, Cake might be the last surviving Jake Splinter in the multiverse.
I don't like that.
So if Fiona is connected to Finn, then maybe Cake is connected to Jake. And that might not be a good thing.
I don't know. I mean, at this point in the timeline, it might not affect her much. But I see what you're saying.
I feel like it's going to be relevant. Especially because if you look at Finn, this is what he's like when there's no Jake around. And you can see what Fiona would be like with no Cake around. There would be no one to reel her in. So in the same way that Finn's friends might end up giving up on him because he's given up on himself, that might be reflective of Fiona and Cake's experience. There's a lot of directions they can go with it. I'm just thinking of why certain things exist and what direction the writers would be intending to take them.
You think they're trying to put parallels between Fiona and Huntress Wizard, too? I mean, probably, right? That's pretty overt.
Can I say that I thought of that when we saw Fiona and gang putting on masks to go do a robbery. I was like, oh, parallels. That's the least of an actual parallel that there is, but...
It's definitely a visual parallel, because that's just after we see Huntress Wizard get her mask the first time as well.
Yeah, and then they're mirrored in the intro, and also they both, I don't know if it was just a coincidence, but she specifically says, "Oh, you're gonna forget about me," to Finn, right as, Fiona's like, "Oh my god, everyone's gonna forget about me." So, oh, okay.
I'm not sure if Fiona said that exactly, but she did say they were gonna give up on Finn, but she meant herself.
Yeah.
Speaking of those masks, we do know for absolute 100% certain that Huntress Wizard is wearing a mask. This is something that my friends and I had some disagreements about. Well, I always had contended that she is wearing one, and that it's not just shadows of her leaf's hair.
I've never considered any other possibility. I've always thought it was a mask.
Yeah, me too.
Right, and the mask has importance. We know that the mask represents her status as a wizard, and without that, I guess she's just a huntress.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, what she is outside of being a wizard. She's green person?
Yeah, she's some kind of plant thing.
I mean, she's able to rip off her hand, no problem.
Yeah.
She might not be green at all.
Wasn't she green? Oh, I guess she wasn't.
She had leaves for hair.
In the flashback, she was a bunch of different colors, but, I think she changes with the season. I think we know that.
Yeah. But I do want to mention, Something I took note of when they released the intro before the season actually started was there's a brief part in there where we see like Huntress Wizard naked and curled up on a flower, which, as a side note, is one of several shots in the intro that is like visually referencing the opening theme of Revolutionary Girl Utena, which I now know thanks to a Tumblr post by Interstellar Superdrive, who made that comparison. Which only speaks positively to the eerie potential. But anyway, I was saying that it's interesting that she is naked there, but is still wearing the mask. Now we know, I guess, why that might be. Symbolically, I suppose that represents her being vulnerable, but specifically vulnerable as a wizard.
Whoa.
I guess. Using the information we currently have, who knows? And also, as a second side note, I don't think that she would look like that personally.
Oh, yeah.
I think she should have more leaves and shit growing on her whole body. I don't think she shaves. She lives in the woods.
True.
Oh, I remember what I wanted to say. One, it's sad to me that John DiMaggio is not the Banana Guards, because I'm like, maybe if he's a Banana Guard, he'll show up in a different universe as Jake, And also, I think it's funny that Bubblegum's like, I'm sending help, and it's like the most useless help she could have ever sent.
They just trash the place.
She's always doing this shit.
Although I guess getting him he's going to the Candy Kingdom, so maybe there'll be actual help there, like Dr. Princess or something.
I'm imagining that Bubblegum is going to the Candy Kingdom, and that's why she sent Finn to be sent there, and that she's going to look for a way to cure Finn, because we know that Bubblegum doesn't sit down on this stuff at all.
Yeah.
When it matters. Adventure Time crew, do not fail me. So she's probably trying to get a bunch of antidotes together. Usually Peppermint Butler would be helpful for this situation. But...
Nah, not at the moment.
Yeah.
He's rebellious right now.
Yeah, he had his chance.
I just want more. This episode definitely hooked me more than... I mean, I liked the first one, but man, give me more.
Also, talk about the ambulance scene, a couple things. One, animation error moment.
Oh.
There was you could see that there was light in the hallway before the ambulance crashes through the wall, and then after it does, it's dark in there. Which could be diegetic. Maybe they knocked out the lights, but I feel like it's more likely that they just had two different backgrounds. I just wanted to point that out because I noticed it. Also, funny moment when Simon got shocked with the defibrillators, while he was on the phone with Fiona. And especially funny, considering the fact that Finn is immune to electricity. Those would not have worked on him even if they used them.
Oh, yeah.
Bubblegum's like, alright, I'm getting the defibrillators, and then Simon's like, you can't do that, Finn's immune to electricity. And she's like, what the bloody hell? When did that happen?
Yeah, what episode was that?
Flute spell.
Yeah, that was actually Flute spell.
What did he have to do again?
No, he had to catch the thunder boar.
Oh, okay. But he's forever immune now. That would have been such a good callback.
Well, specifically, he earned the ability to be immune so that he could catch the thunder boar, but he earned it from the Spirit Dream Warrior.
He had to do something really stupid first, though, didn't he?
He had to demonstrate trust, I guess, by stabbing himself in his dream.
Oh, that's right. Spirit Dream Warrior is a real weirdo.
I thought he was a lard at first. I was like, is that a forest lard?
He does look a little bit like a lard, but Adventure Time hadn't invented lards yet when we first saw him, I think.
I don't remember when the first lard showed up.
It showed up in Beemo Noir, actually.
That was the first lard?
Yeah, it was actually right next to, very close to the episode who would win.
That's funny.
We didn't mention about that they brought back that random interdimensional criminal guy, whatever his name was.
Cairo Siphon?
Oh, yeah. He was stuck from scarabs crystals, right? Is that what?
His eggs.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Scarab's eggs.
There's a scene where Cake punches him and he looks like a normal human, and it's well established at this stage that Jake's abilities and ergo Cake's abilities are one of the most powerful things in the Adventure Time world. So when Cake punches this normal guy and he blocks it and all their jaws silently drop, I thought that was funny as hell.
It was, yeah, they were like, he's a god, so I'm like, oh, I guess that's a god.
Yeah, it was, well, he was on the Cosmic Criminals list, you know. I didn't know he was specifically a fire god.
Yeah.
He did it back in season 1 when Scarab was capturing him. He said, like, I don't like sacred flames, I like tea. So sacred flames is something that he uses, I suppose. But he doesn't, like, read to me like he's made of fire. It looks just kind of like energy.
I know, I didn't think that either until he burned her. I thought he was like plasma type thing or something.
He looks like he's made of fire. It just makes sense that he's made of fire.
I like that and then after that, the resolution is them like, oh, we can just buy the land. So now that's their plan, I guess.
I hope they don't forget about the violence option. I hope that always sits at, like, the back of their mind. Well, if shit hits the fan, we can always get Pep Tank again.
Yeah, I will say that also about Kyrosyphon. I was thinking last episode about how when Queenie had 4 goons, like 3 buff women and 1 dude in a mask, or, you know, one of those, like, what are those called? The funny glasses? You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I was like, is there a chance, they have like a specific name, it's named after a guy, I don't remember it. I was like, is there a chance that one of those 4 people is the Fiona World version of Toronto? And I don't think so. I mean, especially not now. But I was like, that guy in the, you know, wearing a disguise, that's something Toronto would do. But now it was Kyrosyphon. So that's funny. I was thinking about that guy in the last episode.
Wait, the guy who was watching them from the bar?
No, I'm talking about Kyrosyphon.
Okay, well, what about the guy who was watching them from the bar?
Wait, what? Who? Do you mean the bartender, or there was someone watching them?
The bartender is Root Beer Guy.
Yeah, the bartender is the Fiona World version of Dirt Beer Guy, or Root Beer Guy, called Ruby, which is very funny. Very funny to me that I put Root Beer Guy in the title of the first episode of the podcast. I did that before I watched the episode, and I knew that there was a Root Beer Guy analog in this one.
Yeah, that was really funny.
There was someone watching them, though?
Yeah, there was someone in the background who is the human version of, like, a Nightosphere demon who we've seen at Marshall Lee's mom's, like, rich people party.
Oh, so you do know who they are, then? It's because we were wondering if that was one of Aberdeen's people or one of Queenie's people.
Is this like funny watching background character, or watching like plot heavy, like, oh, there's a secret watcher in the background?
The latter.
Jagam was saying that, like, that's probably someone spying on Marshall for Hannah Abadir.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Marshall's being pressured into speaking with Hannah again for the sake of Gumball again. So we'll see if they repeat that plot thread again, or if they decide to veer away from it and go with the happy cottage life, which is kind of what reflective of, well, not a cottage life. I bet Gumball's apartment is like in great, he's looking after it very well, but it's in shit order. The landlord hasn't done anything about it in 6 years. Taps are broken, there's cockroaches, he can't do anything about it. I bet that's the kind of place he lives in.
You know, Marshall's, like, avoided talking to his mom, like, once per episode at this point. I think that they're going to have a conversation sometime this season. I'd put money on it. Also, side note, again, so we didn't say this last episode when we were talking about voice actors and stuff, but I really like Chris Collins as Marshall Lee. I think he's doing a pretty good job of like, doing an impression of the voice he used to have.
Of Donald Glover.
Yeah, I don't have any complaints. I mean, I love Donald Glover, but I like the new voice too. I like his voice more than, I mean, I like Gumball's voice, but I really liked the first season Gumball.
See, I care as much about voice actors as cinephiles would care about normal actors. So when I see someone's voice has been recast, it's like the entire character is a different person pretending to be the same character. And, like, they all do a fantastic job. The role they're given. It's just uncanny, you know? Like, there's Gurren Lagann, for example. Gurren Lagann has a lot of very recognisable voice actors, and Hynden Walsh is one of them. And at some point, they replace Hynden Walsh's voice actor with someone else who can do the character very well and can do a great Hynden impression. But she doesn't have all of Hinden's inflections, and you can tell that this is someone else.
Did they? I didn't know that. Was that like after the time skip? I haven't seen the dub of Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, near post time skip is voiced by somebody else. But yeah, you can tell. And Gumball's always going to be a sore spot because I don't think Gumball number 4. It can be either Gumball number 2 or a Gumball number 3. Like, and Donald Glover is someone who I think really enjoyed his roles in Adventure Time. I got really into it. I can understand if they had difficulty getting Donald Glover to record. But I'm happy for new talent to rise up as a result of it. But you know, I still don't like it.
Yeah, no, Sam. I mean, I miss him. I think I suspect he was probably just busy and it was bad timing. Speaking of new talent, as I was looking up all the voice actors and stuff last week, Chris Collins as Marshall Lee, like has almost no other credits. His only other role that came up on like IMDb or whatever is him playing Prince in a Broadway play about Prince called Purple Rain. So granted, that is the starring role of that play. So, you know, maybe he's a rising star, but like that's literally the only other thing he's done.
So you're saying he can sing?
Yeah, I'm saying he can sing.
All right. Where's the new Marshall song?
Yeah, let's go.
And I'm also saying that maybe they'll be able to pin him down and keep him if they do like a 3rd season. And they won't have to get another Marshall.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Ashley Birch, though, I can really hear Ashley Birch in here because I've been playing Horizon Zero. I played Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West at the end of last year, and Ashley's Huntress Wizard sounds just like her Aloy, like for like, with Aloy.
Well, that's your problem. You shouldn't be doing anything except watching Adventure Time, and then it wouldn't be a problem.
Having watched Flute Spell recently, Tulip, do you prefer one voice over the other?
Ask me that again at the end of the season.
Okay.
I might have a more formed opinion about it. Right now, I mean, yeah, I prefer her old voice. Remind me, what name is that?
Jenny Slate.
Jenny, yeah. You know, I loved Jenny Slate as her. So Ashley Birch, as I said before, I don't mind her, but you know, maybe she'll blow me away in a future episode.
I mean,
and it'll be really great.
Yeah, I mean, Ashley's a good voice actor. I'm sure. I don't know. Maybe they're like just. I don't know. I'm trying to make excuses for them, but I'm like maybe she sounds older this way.
Older and younger.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ashley Birch, when she first appeared on Adventure Time, was a lot less famous than she is now.
That's true.
And she's actually a story writer on Adventure Time as well. She's not just a voice actor.
Yeah, I remember she came on for season 7, and I was super excited. I knew her, I think, because of Borderlands. Like, because she was
she's
Tiny Tina.
Tiny Tina in Borderlands, but she's also in Critical Role as well. And that is a massive, massive thing. So she's got lots on her plate right now, but she took the time to, she always, like everyone else, she's come back to take the time to work on Adventure Time again. And I appreciate that, I really do. Though I'm not sure how, like I said last week, I'm not sure how famous Jenny Slate is, and if Jenny Slate is... I think Tulip said that Jenny Slate is actually on loads of stuff. Is that right?
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Okay.
I'd have to look it up again to have the details for you. It's been a week since I had that in my head. Sorry, but yeah,
no problem.
She's done some other high-profile things at least.
Yeah, the jumping back to Magic Forest Multiverse Land, I do really love the like you choose which seed in which universe, and then you have a little ghost body on the seed. I thought it was so cute. I really liked that a lot. So
Yeah. That made me wonder if like it would work the same for anyone who isn't already a plant.
right? Yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
Well, it might be because of a connection to the forest. So maybe if someone else had a connection to the forest, but it's also because of her pseudo-immortality. Like, if it was Finn, he would have just died instantly. If it was Bubblegum, it might have worked.
All right, we'll have to make a tier list. Which characters would survive Magic Plant Multiverse?
Do you think Marceline could do it?
Like get chopped up into bits?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, the chopped up into bits part was because there was an exploding dagger on her. Not everyone would have that, right?
Well, assuming that they would.
Oh,
Because if they don't, there's only going to be one seed.
Well, then Marceline, like the modern version of Marceline, yeah, absolutely, because she has the moon's healing power. So she'd be fine.
what if the Lich Hand found the heart of the forest? Does that count as like giving up your hand, and then would he be able to become a hand in every universe again?
Well, in order to give up his hand, he would have to give up his entire self. So that's probably not what he would want to do.
So true. You're right. Lich Hand F tier for Heart of the Forest.
It's kind of brutal as well, because Huntress Wizard appeared on the seed, but she almost withered and died after appearing.
Right. Well,
Because, so-
if I'm interpreting correctly, that happened because she was like, "No, go back. This isn't the right one." But then, like, she couldn't do that. She would be like separating her spirit self, and then I don't know, dying or something if she tried.
I see. Well, it's a good start, because this is how we're going to get Prismo wrapped into it, I'm pretty sure. But they need a way to go back.
Yeah. Also, Fiona watering the sprout in the credits, which is a little bit bigger now than it was in the last episode, maybe is not a metaphor. Maybe that's literally going to happen.
Oh, I didn't notice that it was bigger. That's nice to know.
Do you think Fiona waters her plants, or does she pour...
No,
Does she pour
No.
Sprite on them?
Yeah,
she definitely pours Sprite on them.
yeah, yeah.
But I think maybe she'll be convinced to somehow.
She's gonna be like, I'm sick of being like, I need to be more responsible. I'm sick of this. I'm gonna start watering my plants. And then that's how it will go.
Oh my god, 6 months after this episode.
Right. That did also have me wondering, are we going to have a time skip after this? Like, because how long is it going to take for Huntress Wizard to truly sprout into herself?
Well, how long is it going to take for Finn to die?
True.
That's another good question. But, maybe it's not a quick acting poison.
He did take 2 weeks to get this sick, so who knows?
Yeah, as long as he keeps being cared to and having an orange dropped in his mouth.
That's actually the only thing keeping him alive right now.
I feel like it would kind of make sense, because seemingly very little time passed between the ending of season 1 and the beginning of season 2. But like, if we had a bit of a time skip now after the sort of introductory episodes, then we could have the world in like a different state. Maybe we'll show up next episode with Fiona and crew having like tried a bunch of different fundraising strategies, and they'll be at the end of their rope, and they'll be like, what can we do, and then Huntress Wizard would be like, I'm here now, you should kill them.
Fiona will have to ask for her old job back.
I think that's... I don't have anything else to say about this episode. I think we covered it.
We covered a lot. Here's one last thing that I will say. It strikes me as odd whenever people refer to Huntress Wizard as just Huntress, which happened a few times in this episode.
Before she was a wizard, yeah. That's her name.
Yeah, well, before she was a wizard is sort of the one that makes the most sense. Well, no, actually, the one that makes the most sense, I think, is Finn calling her that, because they have a personal relationship and it can be sort of like a nickname. When we learned that before she was Huntress Wizard, she was just Huntress because she wasn't a wizard yet, I'm like, okay, fine. But that's a little bit weird, because there's also, from last season, a different character who is an alternate version of her that is like differentiated specifically by just being called Huntress.
Well, that's who she is. She's a huntress.
She is, and I'm like...
It's like there's a character called Bonnie, that is in that same episode, who is a splinter of Princess Bubblegum.
Yeah, but that one is like more of like, it's Bubblegum down a different path, whereas Huntress from Vamp World is Huntress Wizard, but if she was a human. So it's like...
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's not literally the same person. It's just a person occupying the same role. I don't know. I'm
That's
kind
true
of
as well, though, because Huntress Wizard in that world is a human, but it's not even a farm world, so we have at least 2 universes where Huntress Wizard was a human, and now we have a third universe where she definitely wasn't a human before she became a wizard.
no, for sure.
But she wasn't a wizard either. Like,
I'm not extremely confident in anything that I'm saying just now, but the thing that really made me go, that's too bad, is the fact that Huntress Wizard seemingly never just had a regular name, like how we eventually learned that Flame Princess' name is Phoebe, and that was like a way of getting to know her a little bit better, and the Huntress Wizard just doesn't have anything like that.
maybe her name is also Hunter.
True.
Just to make it more confusing, her name is Hunter.
But the weirdest moment was when Simon called her that. I don't feel like Simon has that, is tight with her like Finn is.
Maybe he thought he was back when he was Ice King. He did flirt with her that one time or something. And she was like, "You trying to get killed, Ice King?"
Yep. The one line back in the day.
God.
If we only knew back then.
I think about that a lot, about a lot of things with the show. Oh my God. It's so funny. Like, when I was watching this episode for the first time and it showed Finn laying down with Huntress when he was like, "I'm thinking about dying soon," I'm like, I'm sitting here looking at adult Finn and Huntress Wizard, and here we are, and I'm 30 years old, and that fucks me up really bad. Ugh. What do you think? We good?
Nail in the coffin for Jake's theory that Huntress Wizard and the spirit Dream Warrior were dating. I don't think they were at all.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah. So how are we feeling about one episode a week? Is this still a good thing?
I thought that I would have nothing to say about this one, to be honest. But we've been talking for like basically the same length as last week, so that's good. That's good. I like talking about Adventure Time.
Yeah, I like one episode a week, but that's always how I am with every show. Like, I like being able to sit with it for a while and also feel like it lasts.
Yeah. It'll just make it more worthwhile to binge it all once it's done too.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel so lucky that we're getting 22-minute episodes, because it's like 10 episodes, 22 minutes each is like, that's an entire season of Adventure Time right there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, should I stop recording?